Hi everybody. As I said in the earliest video, I think it was only about an hour and a half ago though, to be honest, I was going to do a video, well this video, on how much it actually costs to live in a van. Which is quite an odd one really, because it all depends how you want to live. Do you want to live cheaply, or do you want to live the high life? I live pretty cheap, I should imagine. My monthly outgoings is £126 a week. A month, sorry. £126 a month is what I pay out. And that is basically van insurance, mobile phone, and road tax. So you can't really get any less bills than that. And then apart from that, obviously on top you've got your diesel, you've got wear and tear and what have you, plus your food if you want to eat. Personally, I do like to eat. So it's like I say, it depends how much you want to do. If you want to go into van life, I can't fault van life one little bit. I'm absolutely loving it. Not actually done it for a year yet. Coming up to a year in January, I think. End of January. But now, if I break my bills down, it's like £31.50 a week to live in the van, not including food, like I say. So I wouldn't say it's for everybody. I certainly wouldn't, because not everybody could live in a van full time. But for me, it's absolutely perfect. Because looking at my bills of £31.50 a week, where can you live for that money? A flat, if you had a flat, what's the average flat? I know they're expensive down here in Cornwall, but anywhere you go, they're not going to be cheap, are they? Not going to be cheap at all. I think cheapest flat round here, I think about £100 a week. Then you've got your council tax, your gas, your electric, your water rates, TV licence. You've still got all them up. Hiya Timmy, how are you, mate? Please, you could join me. No problem, mate. Better late than never, they say. It's always good to be late. Now, just saying about how cheap it is to sort of live in a van, or day if you want to look at it day way, but can't see it being day. So that's only the really three major bills I've got, is the road tax, the van insurance, and the mobile phone. The only one I can complain about, if anything, is the van insurance, because I am paying quite a lot for that. Too much. Kimberley, Beeston in Nottingham, eh? Wow. My dad used to work in Beeston. Yeah, at place, where was it? Plessy Telecommunications. Yeah, I'm actually going to be in Nottingham late next week, I think. Because I'll take the van back to be MOT. Well, take the van back tomorrow to get some work done on it. And then it's rebooked in for its MOT. When's it rebooked in? It's rebooked in at 3:30 Tuesday afternoon. So I might be heading to Nottingham late hours Wednesday night, straight down the M5 then. Nice easy run, instead of trying to battle through the traffic. So I don't fancy that. Don't like driving in busy traffic. Prefer to drive through the night. Yeah, that looks a bit better now, doesn't it? Yeah, so what I'll be doing is trying to get my insurance down a little bit next year. Not be down a great deal, I shouldn't imagine. But I've picked a few tricks up on insurance. One's my own fault, because I'm at the moment, what am I down for? I'm down for 12,000 miles a year. And that's going to be reduced drastically down to 3,000 or 4,000, I should say. I'll reduce that down to 4,000. Hello there, HW100. How are you, mate? Hey, how you doing? Glad you could make it. Just going through the costs of living in the van, which are very cheap in this. So yeah, what was I saying? Can't think what I was saying there. Yeah, reducing my van insurance. Going to get it down to about 4,000 miles a year. That should reduce it. I don't know how much by, but I'm hoping it does. I'm okay, mate, thanks. Yeah, that should reduce it by something. And then there was another thing with the insurance. Social, domestic and pleasure and commuting to work and back. I'm going to knock the commuting to work back. Going to take that off the policy and see what that reduces it down to. I say it might not be much. Probably get, I don't know, 50, 60 quid off the annual premium. But every bit helps, don't it? If you said, well, if you said you got £52 knocked off, that'd be £1 a week. I'm actually paying, I think it's disgusting. Because bearing in mind, I'm 52 years of age, I've got a completely clean driving licence, maximum no claims bonus, which means absolutely sod all now, and I'm paying £800, just over £800 a year. But that's, I've got it down as camper van conversion because it ain't actually registered as a camper van. So it's sort of in the process of being converted. It's just a way of getting around it, I suppose. But I think I'm paying slightly a bit more for that. Now, I was going to register it as a camper van because that reduces it drastically, apparently. But the rigmarole you've got to go through to actually re-register him seems pretty hard work to me. It seems straightforward when you read the Gov website, but then from what other people have on forums and that, it don't go plain sailing, should I say. It don't at all. It's like your gas cooker. I never understood this one. Your gas cooker, if it's a fixed unit, has actually got to be connected by copper piping, not just by the hose. Well, that's a mission and a half. Anybody can connect it by hose. You push the hose onto the gas cooker, Jubilee clip it, hose onto the regulator, Jubilee clip that. Bob's your uncle. You're done and dusted. But when you've got to start plumbing it in with proper copper piping, then that becomes hard work. So I don't know what I'll be doing there. Might just keep it under camper van conversion. See what happens. Because I don't even think, because there's no way you can get a van just on social, domestic and pleasure. Everyone I phoned up seems to want it down as commercial. So, but I'll see when the renewal comes up, which I think is in, it might be December or sometime, I'm not quite sure. I'll have to look that one up. But yeah, so getting back to the living, it's not cheap to start with, not cheap by all means, because one, obviously you've got to buy a van, haven't you? The point me telling you how much your van's going to cost, because that can be, cheers mate, just see you fly 800. Nice one, mate. There, got people doing my work for me now, eh? Nice one, mate. Nice one. Loving it. Yeah. I can't actually say you could pay 1,000 for a van. You could pay 10,000. Same as the actual conversion. What do you want in it? Do you want the expensive stuff or cheap stuff? Because that's going to put your bills up if you go for the expensive stuff. End of the day, you could just buy a van, chuck a mattress in the back, really. For the amount. Tell me about it, Timmy. Tell me about it, mate. And that's with Adrian Flux. Adrian Flux Insurance. They specialise in all this stuff. When I phoned other people up, they just didn't really even want to know. I even got quotes at £1,500, and that was just for a commercial. Because, well, it's bloody shocking. It really is. But no, getting back to the conversion, you could just basically throw an airbed in the back, a camp cooker, some sort of heater, and away you go on your travels. Depends what you want. I was actually going to refit this van out next week when I go to Nottingham to see my brother. The bloody MOT's shocking. Looks like I'm going to have to spend about 700 quid on the MOT. So, something that can't be helped. So, that's going back into how much is van life. How much does it cost you? Pounds, shilling or pence? Well, you've always got to have a contingency budget, haven't you? How long you lived in your van? I've lived in the van just under a year. Might be a year in January, I think. Not quite sure. I'm sure it is around about January. It'll be a year. I seen the Beast from the East away. I was up on the coastal paths when that came. That were quite good. Quite enjoyed that. Yeah, where was I again? For me, it's £200 a month, as I have new licence. I have, mate. Before I went with Adrian Flux, I went on all them sites, and damn right shocking. But I mean, in fairness, I suppose, let's be fair about this. Let's not just slag them off willy-nilly, because a bit unfair, innit? You could actually say I've sort of got a half-decent deal. It's under camper van conversion. I'm down for 12,000 miles per annum. I've got the best breakdown service ever. They'll take me home or to my destination up to 6 passengers, even if I'm towing a caravan or a trailer on the back, which is pretty unlikely. And that's all European cover. I've got all the windscreen cover. There is some contents cover. I don't know how much that covers for. So, to be honest, I wasn't that interested because there's not much in here, really, is there? I think there's something else as well I've got. That's true, mate. Absolute fucking beastly it is, mate. Absolute beastly, I say. Yeah. Nice one, mate. Nice one. Damn good un, HW100. Nice one. Fucking beastly, mate. Fucking beastly it is. Fucking nice one. Yeah. Nah. Let's get back serious for a bit, eh? Yeah, so the insurance is pretty good. And my mobile phone actually is that's the best thing I've got there. I pay £18 a month for my mobile phone, and for that I get unlimited calls in Britain and Europe, unlimited texts, unlimited internet, and 30 30 gig of hotspots where I think you can tether from like phone to laptop. But I ain't got a laptop. That's no use in a bloody ornament. Hi mate, are you going over at Silver Sands, eh? Nice one. Just discussing the price of living in a camper van. How you going, mate? Yeah, I'm on a free network. Although it isn't free, is it? Because I pay £18 for it. But no, it's free network, which is a damn good deal. Although I've had to barter them down. Threatened to leave them quite a few times. Have you got the same deal, mate? I had to threaten to leave them. Phoned up and complained. Kept getting the price down. I don't think I can get any lower than £18 a month now. And in all honesty, I'm quite satisfied with it. You're on club Wi-Fi. Yeah, I can get on. £22. Nah, phone them up, mate. Tell him you're going to leave them. £22. Beastly, mate. Absolute beastly, I say. Tell him you know Van Life Cornwall and he gets it for £18 a month. Just keep complaining. Tell him you understand where he's coming from, but you want a supervisor. That's all I ever do. I'm in the process of trying to get a new phone out of them. Because I'm only SIM contract. But when they reduce the price for the phone, I'll go with them and get a new phone. Because this is a Samsung Note 6, I believe, which is a bit crappy. But yeah, club Wi-Fi. I can get on the club Wi-Fi here. Got the password for it because I work on the site. But with unlimited internet, I don't really use it, to be honest. Might as well run the bill up on, well, not the bill, because the bill's already paid. Like I say, £18 a month. So I can't reduce that bill anymore. The only one I can sort of try and reduce. Beastly from Beaston. Nice one, Timmy. Nice one. Loving it, mate. Absolute loving it. Right. I didn't have much choice. No, it's understandable, mate. That is, because down here the internet's absolutely shocking, to be quite honest. Very shocking. So phone is pay as you go. Yeah, that's another thing as well. You've certainly done the right thing, because you can just spank the Wi-Fi for that one-off price. No, credit to you, mate, there. Can't fault you. So I think the internet is very bad signal around here. Lucky enough, free's okay around here. I get full signal. And even the video I did earlier, right up top of the coastal path, I'd got full signal and full internet. I can't complain about free. And certainly not complaining that I've got it for £18. Yes, mate. Yeah, that's not a bad price. Unlimited porn. Yeah, it just knackers my battery out every night, mate. That does. But yeah, certainly unlimited. Don't cut out. Not when you're halfway through. Nothing worse than that, is there? Hey. Now that club Wi-Fi, that's quite good. I've heard a lot of people say that's good. Really have done. I say, for the one price, you can't really moan. As I say, you can use the internet all day and night. So yeah. I was saying about the van insurance. I can probably get it down about 50, 60 quid, I reckon. Which at the end of the day, I know it's not a lot, because let's say you got it down £52. It's only £1 a week that it's gone down by. To make any drastic stuff, you need it to go down at least 150 quid. I can't see that happening, because you'll all know yourselves. You don't have a crash, you don't have anything, but your policy goes up the following year, and you ain't done nothing wrong. The policy never goes down. In all the years I've been driving, and I have been driving some years as well, on gift too, but I just have auto top up. Yeah, can't fault you, mate. Can't fault you. Auto top up. You'll never forget about topping up. That is a good idea. Auto top up. Can't fault it at all. But, yeah, I forgot what I was saying again now. Obviously, I can't multitask, can I? Yeah, van insurance, that was it. Yeah. Each year your policy seems to go up, never seems to go down, does it? Which I don't see why. There, I'm just going to get off here for a bit because the phone call's coming through. No, actually, I'll stay on the phone for a bit. So, how much is camper van living? It's very cheap, I'd say, very cheap. Up to now, I've spent £2,000 actually on repairs of the van. I've had the clutch go. Well, it didn't actually go. It was on its way out, so I did it before it did go. I've had all the brakes done and all the discs done. I've had a bit of welding on the front end. That's before I actually moved into the van, though, that is. But with not tomorrow, with Tuesday's bill, I will have spent about £2,000 on repairs. Plus, that's getting it through its MOT as well. Now, I know that £2,000, yeah, sounds a lot of money, don't it? Which it bloody well is, believe you me. It's knackered with the rebuild of the van. But, at the end of the day, what's £2,000? How many weeks' rent is that? I bet it's £2,000. I bet it's just under council tax for a year somewhere. I think the council tax around here is about £1,600 a year. It's only another 400 quid. And I've repaired the vehicle. MOT'd it. I would say, if anyone know, say, but the said that it's going to cost me, that was going to go on the refit of the van when I got to Nottingham. So I'm going to have to put the refit till next year, next March, when the funds are a bit better. Because it's all about money, and there's no free living. No matter where you live, you've got to pay something. There's always bills to be paid. Always, no matter where you are. So always have a contingency plan and budget. Always. And then you should be all right. Try and get an half decent van, one that meets your needs. Don't go and get a great big whacking double-decker bus if there's only you. It's pointless. And think about park ups as well. Where are you going to park up? Are you going to get seen? Down here it's not so bad. It's all good. My van is about these flaming things. All right. I used to have a Citroen Rome many years ago. Well, I've had 2 Citroen Roams. Absolutely brilliant they are. It was the older one, no power steering, and that went for miles on diesel. That we actually, me and the wife came down from Lincolnshire to Cornwall in that, travelled all around Cornwall in it. It was absolutely beautiful. Message has just come back up now and I've just answered it. But there we go. So yeah, it's come up again. Well, I wish that mine was £185 a year. I really do. I'd be laughing then. I say I'm going to reduce my mileage down because I've always had 12,000 miles on any policy on my cars. On any policy, I've always had 12,000 because I've always been driving. And I thought when I start this life, I'd certainly need them. But I don't need them at all. Bloody hell. How did you get your campsite job? And do you have to have? Anyhow, no Yorkshire van life. You don't have to have any experience. I mean, if you had, I wouldn't have got the job. Now, if you let, there's a website you go on, and it's, if you type into Google campsite warden jobs, then scroll down to UK campsites, click on that, UK campsites, and it'll give you a list of all the areas that you want to go to. Just click on the area that you want to go to, say, I don't know, Yorkshire, because you're in Yorkshire, or Lincolnshire, or Southwest, where I am, that's down in Cornwall obviously, or Wales. Click on anywhere, just scroll down the page and it'll give you all the listings of the jobs, right? And don't worry, I said don't worry where it asks for couples. Am I still swinging? Suppose, well, swinging. Line short through AIB. I will do, mate. I will try them for a quote. Yeah. Yeah, like I was saying, don't worry about where it says couples. Just email them, or there's phone numbers on them. Phone them up. Tell him you're single, if you are single. I mean, I don't know whether you are, but tell him it is, and you want to work for him. And that there's loads of campsites all over Britain, and obviously they all offer different things. Oh, right, he meant you. I thought it's odd keeping track of these messages because the same message comes up about 10 times, and then you have to like put your finger on and scroll up, and then I end up knocking the phone over, which ain't that good really. But nah. So no, don't worry about campsite jobs. There's millions of jobs around, and depending which ones you fall on, I mean, I felt very lucky down here. We're basically closed now. We've got a few people on. The bloody same message has come up again. We're defo not swingers. No, it wasn't meant for me. I wondered. But no, I think we're basically closed now. We'll be closed at the end of the month anyway. But they've said I'm well on all winter free allowers. And there's lots of sites out there that do that. And there's lots of sites that open longer than the one I'm on. This is actually shuts early and opens latish. Don't happen until April. But there's a lot that start at March and finish in January. So don't go worrying about that. And even down here, if you don't stop on a campsite, which in all fairness, I wouldn't have been that bothered. I'd have just gone back up on the coastal paths. How much did you pay for your van? Right. Yeah. Whoa. How much did I pay for the van? Leading question. Are we counting all the bloody repairs I had to put right on it? Originally, I paid $2,500 for the van with 10 months MOT on. But what was it? About a month after buying the van, might not have even been a month, I noticed I heard a knocking on the front end. So I ran it into the garage, and apparently the suspension strut. Was it the suspension strut? The mounting where the suspension strut goes, that was flaming rotten. So I had to have that welded. And then he checked the other side, and the other side was the same. So I had to have that welded. Did it both in one. Thought there's no point messing about. Which is a sod, because when it goes in tomorrow, it's having welding done on the back suspension as well. But having said that, I've gone all through the old MOTs, and it's had very little work done for the MOTs. I think it's just a bit of bad luck that the work's coming now that I'm on it. I seem to put the things right. Like I said, I had the clutch done. I think that cost me £549 to have the clutch done, because it was dual master or something stupid. But that was the original clutch. Because the van has only done 92,000 miles, and it's a 52 plate. So it's done no miles. It was the original discs on the brakes, which I had to have replaced. I think it must have had some new brake pads in it, I'm sure, and brake shoes. But nah. In total, really, now it's cost me £4,500 for the van. But having said that, I've lived in it for nearly a year. Next year, you'll be plain sailing on it. When I had the brakes done as well, while I was there, and I've included this into the price as well, I had it fully serviced, everything done. So that won't let me down. So, and even if you own a car, I say, you've still got to actually maintain that car, the car, to get you to work, to pay your rent, gas, electric. I mean, yeah, you've got gas cylinders in the van. They're not that dear. I've got the small ones, 4.3 kg. I forget how much, £22 or something for that. Lasts quite a long while. If I've got electric on the campsite, if I want on the campsite, I've got solar panel on the roof with an 110 amp leisure battery. When I first came over here, never ran out of power off the leisure battery. Anyhow, so you say no. I'm going to stay where I am for a little bit, because I've got to regain some money now. Like I say, 700 quid's got out of the kitter. So I am staying where I am. And it's a beautiful site, absolutely beautiful. I don't know if you've seen it on the other videos. You might not actually see it now because it's a little bit misty out there. But that's my view out my cab. Let's take it out the window. I am actually... Bloody thing's gone doolally now. So yeah, I'll probably travel again late on next year. May go down the other side of Cornwall, down near Newquay Way or something. But the funds are a bit low at the moment now, so we'll see what happens with that. And it's going to cost me £200 in diesel to get to Nottingham, Skegness and back up here. So ready? No, you get them both, mate. You get wages and a free pitch, free electric, free showers, free laundry, and a wage at end of the week as well. Yeah. So it's not bad at all. And a couple of free beers as well in the bar. Certainly look after you. Yeah. The only down point I probably would say, it is a 7-day week job. But, I mean, 7 days, if they had 25 hours a week, maybe 30, because I've done the odd other little job for them. But it's probably 30 hours a week. And it's not a bad life. I'm right near to the sea. Walk down to the beach every day. Have a look down there. I know, so it's not actually that bad at all. It is a good life. See, one of my plans was, because I had a beastly job, an absolute beastly job before I came on here. Fucking shocking. Absolute shocking, that. So then I changed all my plans and I thought, I'll work the campsites. I'll do a campsite each season and move on. Finish end of the season. Go and live back on the coastal paths for the winter. And then find another campsite for the summer and do that. And move all around Cornwall. So that may be the plan next year. Seeing what happens. Save enough money up to do that. Because hopefully the van not cost so much next year. And then I can basically, if I live up on the coastal paths, putting my bills aside, well now let's include the bills because they are all living, aren't they? I need £100 a week. That's to pay all my bills and feed myself. £100 a week. And your park ups are like £1 million views. Drop the van off tomorrow, pick a Curtis car up off the garage, and I'll be in Penzance tomorrow. I'll do your video from Penzance tomorrow. Let everybody know how the van's getting on and that. But I know he said it was a full day to strip it down, weld it, and then he's obviously got to get it back. No, mate. No, in all honesty, I would never go back into an house, a flat, anything. It just my preference. People live in houses, and obviously I've lived in houses, I've lived in flats, and I've been quite happy and content. But no, I wouldn't. It's an absolute fucking waste of money. All the bills when I had flats and I had a house with a wife, Bill, you're just a slave. I can remember doing a security job, doing 7 days a week, 12-hour shifts. 12-hour shifts, 7 days a week, just to pay bills. And that, no, I'd never do it. Van life's the way for me. It's not for everybody, don't get me wrong. Really, no, I just couldn't go back to it. Couldn't go back to it at all. Me personally, I've never had any assault from the police. Having said that, it's very rare you see a police car down here, down the Lizard, because that's where I am, down Lizard. You go into like Elston, you see them. I'll see them tomorrow in Penzance. But when I've parked up at Long Rock in Penzance, I've never had, well, to be honest, I've never had any trouble wherever I've parked up. I've parked up over in Lou. That's the other side. Never had any troubles. Are you still smoking? No, I've packed up smoking, mate. And to be honest, one of the reasons why I haven't mentioned it like last time, because I kept putting videos on last time saying, right, 2 days without a fag, 3 days without a fag. The reason I haven't done that this time, I've just get it up. Get it up, don't even think about it now. Because I think I did mention on the video that I said I was going to give up. That would actually help towards the MOT. Because I was basically spending, what, £56 a week on fags. It'll all mount up. Then not smoking. And it ain't bothered me. But I'm not going to go on about smoking, because if I do, I'll probably put the van in reverse and go to the shop and bloody buy some. So no. There was another comment, I've lost it. And that's it, mate. That's all you'll ever do, guys. Is you just live to pay, sorry, you work to pay bills. It's all you do. And when the marriage went down the pan, I just had enough, mate. Well, and it is another thing as well. Obviously, I'm single now. I had it was a fucking beastly job in this pub when I come down here. And even at the end of the day, I was basically coming out with an half-decent wage, you could say. But the price of flats around here, even the price of an house share, a one-room house share, they was £80 and £90 a week. I mean, fair enough, all your bills was included. There were no council tax. But £80 to £90 for one fucking room with a bed in. Shared toilet, shared bathroom, shared kitchen. Fucking hell. It's a fucking liberty. And so no chance. No, and that's all you're doing. I mean, can't fault people for doing it, because that's the way they are. Everybody to their own. But I can never ever see me going back into bricks and mortar. Never. No. Did you convert that? No, unfortunately, I didn't convert it. No, the guy that had it before me converted it, which, I don't know, could have been good, could have been bad. That's what the entire refit was to do with. Because he had done a good job, don't get me wrong. But to me, and it could have been done better. Well, not done better, because he has done a good job, like I say, but I want the fixed bed at the back and then bring the cooker forward and that. Just make life a bit easier. That was the plan for it. Do you save a lot? Yeah, I do save quite a lot of money, mate. Yeah. And I live a far better lifestyle. Far better. Totally stress-free. I mean, if you've watched my previous videos about when I was in the pub and that, shocking, I handed me notice in twice. Told him I was absolutely disgusted with it. Because originally, I only went there for a part-time job. And then it turned into doing like 50, 60 hours a week. So, and like I say, I handed me notice in twice. Well, watch the other videos and you'll see it. And the final straw come when I said, look, I'm absolutely physically knackered here. Can't do it. And they says, we'll have a couple of days off and we'll reduce your hours. And I got back to work after having a couple of days off. And I'm not having you on. This is gospel truth. I've got the emails to prove it. They actually gave me more fucking hours than original. I just looked at him and I says, how does this work? You're taking the piss. You said you'd give me less hours. You've actually gave me more hours. How does that work? And then there was an argument over days off. That I always, wherever I've been, I'll never have two separate days off. They've got to be together, or they're no use, no ornament. And then the argument kicked off about that. I says, well, when's my days off in that then? And I says, oh, well, we're going to give you Monday and Wednesday. I couldn't answer it. I just looked at him and I says, yeah, whatever, that's fine. And then I finished on the Saturday night. I just didn't bother going back to work on the Sunday. I emailed him, I think, the very early hours Sunday morning, just saying, nah. I laid it all out. You promised me this, you promised me that. You've delivered nothing. Cheerio. Bye-de-bye. So now, I live a far better lifestyle now. Far better. On the campsite, I basically do my work when I do it. I don't have to get up early in the morning. Don't have to go to bed early at night. Especially, well, the nights are drawing in now, but especially in the summer when it were all light nights. I was down the beach till 9 and 10 o'clock at night. How do you get mail delivered if you're not on a camp? There's a few ways of doing it if you're not on a camp. I mean, I'm actually registered at my brother's house, like care of address at my brother's house. I'm like care of his address, so whatever mail comes, he lets me know. And then if I want it, he sends it up to the campsite. That wasn't the question, was it? But you can have it sent to any post office. Like if I wasn't living on the campsite, I'd find a post office and just ask them, and just say, I'm going to have some mail forwarded here. And they can do that. There's another way as well. I was talking to somebody the other week, just forget it now. What did they say? Something about homeless shelters or something. Somewhere along that lines, you can have your mail sent there. But this is another thing, which is a bit of an arse. But you've got to have it. You've got to have an address somewhere. Because if you haven't got an address, where do you send your logbook for your vehicle? Where do you send your van insurance? Our phone registered too. They've always got you by the balls. You'll never break free of everything, which is disgraceful, really. Really disgraceful. But there's nothing we can actually do about that, unfortunately. Nothing at all. Right, I'm going to love you and leave you all, because I've been on for 51 minutes now. Yeah. Do you suffer with? I Candy Sweet. No, to be quite honest, don't suffer from loneliness or boredom. No, there's always something to do. I mean, sometimes it'd be nice to have a bit of company. I won't say it isn't, but no. I've watched YouTube a lot. I've got a little TV. Got beautiful views, beautiful walks. And being on the campsite, I mean, no matter what you do in van life, you've got to work. You've got to do something to get the money in, because van life ain't free. So you always meet somebody, always talk to somebody. I mean, especially if you walk in the coastal paths, for some reason everybody wants to talk to you. Even just walking on the beach, people want to talk to you. I don't know why. And I've always said that if you walk down a beach, people will talk to you. But if you're walking through a city centre, people will probably spit on you rather than talk to you when you're in the towns, which is a shame, really. And that's another reason why I've come so far down Cornwall, because everybody's so laid back. Nobody bothers each other. So now, right, these are, yeah. And please feel free to tell everybody about my channel. So try and build this channel up really big. I think I've got 130 subscribers. But if you want to pass the word around, or even check my Facebook page out, I've got Facebook under Van Dwelling UK. That's my Facebook page. Feel free to subscribe, sign up to that. Costs nothing at the end of the day. That is something that is free. Yeah. Take care as well, you Candy Sweet. But bye HW100, and bye to everybody else. Gotta go now. Cheerio. But don't forget, you've one life. Fucking live it. Bye bye.